La barca che vi presentiamo oggi è un modello di grande successo. Pensate che sino da quando è stata
Today we are going to introduce you to a very successful model. Just think, from the very beginning, the shipyard has never been able to produce enough to completely satisfy the market demand. Also, no restyling was necessary to renew interest, and none are expected, not even in the next few years. This is the next 370SH by Ranieri International. Although I did notice some new details, particularly in the quality of the materials and in the finishings, which are even better than before. The shipyard decided to limit the number of units produced just so it would be able to deliver a quality product under every aspect.
impiegano resina vinilestre sia per lo
They
scafo
apply
che per la
vinyl ester
coperta.
resin both on the hull and the deck, which is manually laminated with artisan care, since all the production processes are carried out within the construction site. This way they can better control and manage the construction quality and at the same time simplify all customizations requested by the owner. This is the flagship of the Ranieri International range, which is intended for those ship owners with a refined style and with a passion for engines. Have you seen how much power I have? I think this testing will be an exciting one. It is 11.5 meters long and has a width of 3 meters, with black sides, hard top and outboards, so to contrast with the whiteness of the deck, with the colour beige of the upholstery and with the cladding on the main deck. It's all very elegant. You can move comfortably thanks to the wide passages which are equipped with many handholds. The cockpit is well protected by high bulwarks and provide protection for those on board, but they are also protected against the waves. This boat was built by following the homologation criteria of the CE-A category, which is the most strict one there is. Basically, it can take on any type of weather condition, although our advice is to first find out the weather forecast and then set sail. The console is impressive because it gives space to the cabin. It proportionally matches the kitchen formwork, which is very large, so you're able to set up and install everything you need, not just for one day, but also for cruises: fridge, ice maker, grill. We have a sun deck at the bow, complete with a backrest, and a sun deck at the stern, which is obtained with the transformation of the living area, that is, by lowering the teak table. Take a look at the size of the seats, particularly their depth, so you can really understand that this model is also suitable for giants. You can embark and disembark your guests at the bow thanks to the bowsprit embellished with a nice pulpit, and the guests can do the same aft thanks to two very long platforms. There are handrails everywhere, even by the beach area and on the stern platforms. This way you can hold on to them even when you're in the water. It is a classy boat, yet this does not rule out the possibility of placing your Quest in counter-printed lockers or installing a tank for the live well. I believe that the below-deck compartments contribute into making this next 370SH a very popular boat, so much so that you can't even find it in the used section market. By the entrance hallway there are 3 doors. Let's start to see what is behind the first one. This door leads us to the living area, a good place to hang out when it's raining outside. As always, tables and sofas convert into a double berth, while the other 2 doors give us access to 2 areas in which the bathroom has been divided, so to have a better usability of it. But that's not all, because towards the stern, under the cockpit, there is another double, or if you prefer 2 single beds. Then we have various lockers and storage compartments.
Con queste poltroncine di pilotaggio potete
With
scegliere
these pilot seats you can choose the position you like best, sitting down and being protected and closed in by the high sides, or as I prefer, being seated as high as possible with a comfortable backrest and with an incredible view in front of us.
È vero che abbiamo tanta potenza, 900
It is
cavalli.
true we have a lot of power, 900 horsepower to be exact, yet this model has been equipped with such an amount of accessories that its light displacement, that is without engines, is of 6 tons. We have the generator, we have air conditioning, everything you can ask for. Even the hardtop has its own importance and might even affect the maximum speed given its grip in the wind. Let's test it out.
Per completare I dati sull'assetto
To complete the setup data during navigation, let me first tell you that there are 4 of us on board. That is the crew of the boat show, and we have the fuel tank that is 50% full, and the water tank is 100%.
12 nodi è la
Entry ploughing mode speed is of 12 knots on this next 370 SH. We're in the upper part of the Tyrrhenian Sea, in front of the Tuscan coast of Viareggio.
Vento fresco, circa
Cool wind, about 10 knots, wave with the height within 40 centimetres, meaning the waters are not very rough.
di mare poco mosso. Ora, quanto consumano 2 motori da 450 cavalli?
How much do 2 450 horsepower engines consume? Obviously, if you want to go fast, you must also embark a lot of fuel. But I can tell you this, now at 20 knots we are travelling at 0.23 miles with a litre, that is just over 4 litres for every mile.
Quindi poco più di 4 litri per ogni miglio. Abbiamo a
The
disposizione
flaps are also available to us, and in this specific case we need them because I have crosswind and beam C.
di regolo per
I'm adjusting them so to stop the heeling and to set up the boat perfectly.
30 nodi di velocità.
30 knots of speed, consumption is more or less the same. You need little more than 4 litres for every mile. The engines are just over 4,000 RPM.
Lo scafo beccheggia dolcemente sulle onde, non le impatta assolutamente.
The hull pitches softly on the waves. It does not slam into them at all, also because the height is not excessive and because although this hull granted space to the cabin, it's still kept at quite narrow angle, especially up front. The deep V hull is what allows us this agility in the water.
Permette anche questa agilità. Mi piace come hanno fissato bene
I
le
love how well they fix the cushions, especially in front of the bow, because something that happened often is that I see them flying around while I'm navigating the boat. It can get frustrating to have to keep picking them up. Instead, in this case, they don't move an inch. And since everything seems to be working perfectly well, let's give it some gas. Wow! Take a look at all the splashes this boat is able to create.
Leva questo scafo.
When a hull manages to lift up all this water, it means that it goes through the water smoothly. As a matter of fact, here the wave is much higher, yet we don't sense it slamming into it. And the splashes are automatically moved away, so much so that even if there was a lot of wind, the splashes would not reach us.
E stiamo
We're
correndo.
running at 40 knots of speed.
Nodi di velocità.
Not bad.
Non male. Siamo a 5.000 giri minuto.
5,000 RPM. Now, since these engines are able to go up to 6,400 RPM, I'm starting to think that this boat is great not only for a family cruise, but also for those who want to have fun by giving it a bit more gas and playing with the throttles. Full throttle.
Con il gas, con la manetta. Giù la manetta. Nodi di velocità.
50 knots of speed with this next 370 SH. Now let's recap. More space on deck, 2 cabins, a bathroom divided into 2 separate areas for greater usability, and it goes at 50 knots.
E va a 50 nodi? Cosa possiamo chiedere
What
di
more can we ask for of a boat?
più? Nulla.
Nothing. We would just like to own one.